So why don't we get started? How are you doing? We are supposed to have 3 students. I'm sorry that you missed Tuesday's meeting, but it was an introductory meeting so that everyone can know where to look in the D2L course, how to proceed through our class, how to log in and connect to my math lab, which is how you're going to be doing your homework and such. And a lot of stuff is already in the D2L class, but I just want to point out to you where you can find it.
Okay.
So for the first week here, for this week, I have not assigned any math homework. Everything is just making sure your software works, making sure you have your registration codes, making sure you have an app on your phone that can take pictures of your work and upload as a PDF. All right, so you're not behind at all.
Okay.
Okay, so let me go ahead, and there are only 3 students and myself. So if you have a question, none of you are muted. If you have a question, just ask it. Okay, just us 4 here today, and I'm not expecting this to take more than maybe a half hour. Okay. When we meet on Tuesday nights, I'm not going to be repeating what you're learning in your video lectures. What I'll be doing is going over more difficult problems or sample problems that will be on a quiz or be on a test. You'll take your tests and you'll take your quizzes on Tuesday nights. Those are the kinds of things that will happen on Tuesday night during our synchronous component. Attendance is required, and I'll reward you for your attendance. In other words, there's a quiz grade for attendance, and right now you have 100. Every time you miss a lecture, you lose 5 points. All right, so if you miss 3 lectures, your grade on that quiz is down to an 85.
Okay.
So, and all of this is in the class, but let me go ahead and let's just get some things started here. I don't know if you are familiar with the chat functionality of Zoom, but at the lower panel, you'll see chat, and you can chat out to everyone. So I'm just going to chat to everyone my cell phone number so you have it.
Okay.
All right, so make sure that you have found the chat and you see that number there, okay? You can also, if you don't want to chat to everyone, you could just pick a person. If you want to ask me like a personal question or something, you can chat just to a single person. All right, so the way we're going to be taking attendance here is if you would go down into the chat right now and just type your name. That's how I'll be taking attendance. All right. So Adalia went in there. And Zulema went in there. And Tanita. All right, so everyone's here. So what I'm going to do now is go to the screen, my full screen. And let's pick. Can you see my screen? It's the D2L screen. All right, so when you go into D2L, this is your main D2L panel. And every class in which you're enrolled will have a D2L course. So here is our course right here. Oh, can you see my cursor? I can change my cursor so that it has a little yellow circle around it. Can you see the cursor, or should I change it?
I can see it.
You're good? All right. Well, if you're having trouble following me, let me know and I'll change my cursor. All right. You see this Elgin Community College corner up here? That's always how you can get to this main D2L panel. So if you ever wonder how you get back here, you click on this corner right up here. And so here's our class. You double click, and now we're brought into the Math 096 Section 202 class. So if you want to get back to your psychology class or your English class, you go back into that Elgin Community College corner. Another way where you can choose what D2L course you want to look at is, see this little tic-tac-toe tile here? If you click on that, all of your D2L courses will show up. I have a lot because I've taught some in the past and I've taught over the summer, but all of your classes will be here and you can change. Like I'm teaching a section of 095 and you can see that class looks different. So let's get into 096, which is the class that we'll be taking. And this is the home page. Any announcements will be in this announcement panel here. So you should read these announcements. This is a long announcement because it's the first one. Most other announcements will be short and sweet. Here's some information on me. This is what the textbook, this black book with the numbers on it, that's what you will get from the bookstore. Is there anyone that does not have their book yet?
I have mine.
Good, okay.
I have mine.
I have mine.
Good, all right, so we don't have to worry about the books. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is, we're on this home screen, see this My Math Lab widget right here? It's called Pearson My Math Lab and Mastering. You're going to click on that and you're going to see that it's going to bring up the link with My Math Lab. Now mine's not going to work because I'm not a student, but yours will work. This is where you will click on Open My Math Lab and you will put in your code and then you're in My Math Lab. So if you've been in 090 or 096 before, you're probably familiar with My Math Lab, but our homework is going to be online in My Math Lab. So you can see I went right into this. The first time you're going to have to enter that 16-digit code. By the way, keep your book and keep your code because you're going to reuse the book and the code when you pass 96 and go into 98. You're not going to have to buy a new book or a new code. It's good for 2 semesters. So don't just, you know, throw it out in victory when you finish 96. You're going to use it again in 98, okay? So this registration process is a little bit different. It's linked directly with D2L, and now you will always get into, or you can always get into My Math Lab right from our D2L class. And you would go over here. You have a lot actually available to you, but you would go over to homework, and as homework gets opened up according to the schedule, so as the time passes, according to our schedule, you'll start seeing homework assignments showing up here for you. And then as due dates come due, you'll see homework assignments going away once we take tests. Mm-hmm. So that's how you're going to register for My Math Lab. Any questions on that?
No.
That's good.
When I opened up my my book on D2L or the My Pearson, it didn't ask me for my code.
Did it ask you, do you have a question like, do you have a Cengage account or something like that?
Yeah, I had one before already. So that's why, I don't know if that's why it didn't ask for it or something, but.
Okay. So what did it come up with?
It came up with my book and everything, but it just didn't ask for my code for the access code.
Okay.
But I have everything there.
This is, let me go back. Oh, I closed. Sorry, I closed. Let me get back. Oh, these are right in the way there. There we go. We'll go in here, and then we'll click on this.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get this page?
Yeah.
Did you click on this orange box?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened?
It didn't ask for my code. It just sent me in.
Oh, yeah, it must know you by your user ID and password. Is this your second time taking 096?
Yeah.
Oh, so it probably has the code from the last time you took it. Even easier. All right, good. All right. So going back, once you have your connection with My Math Lab, that's one thing to get out of the way, which should not be hard. Hopefully it works just really well. You're going to navigate through the course material through this content pull-down menu. This is going to have all of your course content. So course information, stuff you can get at that you'll find interesting throughout the course. All right, so there's a page there. If you've never had me as a teacher before, you can learn a little bit about me if that interests you. Some other course information in there. What's the grading policy? And I've made videos for these so that you can tell, you know, what's important. If you see here, chapter tests are worth 45% of your grade. So truly, chapter tests have the largest influence on your overall grade. But you're not allowed to make up any missed quizzes. If you miss a test, I will take your lowest test grade from the other tests and slide that in. But if you miss a second test, both tests go to 0. And that's very hard to recover from. All right, and here this describes the lecture attendance quiz. So this is the kind of thing, you do take some time to go through all the different course information. This way you don't have to sit here and listen to me droning on and on about testing and all that, okay? I'm here to answer any questions you have, but you can go through this at your leisure. Now, you're going to be taking your tests on Tuesday nights. If you look at the schedule, which I will pull up, we know when the tests are going to be. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring up Zoom, and I'm going to be able to see you. No one else is going to be able to see you and your work, but I'm going to email you the test, and you work on your test. And then you take a picture of your pages with an app you're going to have to load on your phone. All right, get any free app that changes pictures into a single PDF file. I have it all written out here. There's Microsoft Lens. That's a free app. There's Scanner for Me. That's the one I use. That's a free app, but that only allows 5 pictures per day. So, you know, after that, you have to pay some money. So, do your research, and you're going to have to somehow, the way you're going to get your written work to me is you're going to take pictures, put it in a single PDF, and upload it into the assignments for the tests. And that's all kind of described here. After you look at the course information, going back to your table of contents, here are course modules. There's an orientation module, and then there's a module for each chapter. There are 6 chapters in this test. We do chapters 1 through 6 in 096. 098 does a little review of chapter 6, and then they go through chapter 12. All right, so that book is for 2 classes, and so is that My Math Lab code. So, you know, after sometime before next Tuesday, go ahead and go through this orientation module. So, what are we going to be learning? What's in the different chapters? This getting started video is very important. It tells you about the pieces that you'll need. You'll need D2L, you'll need My Math Lab, you'll need a scanner app. And it has links to like the syllabus, what's the integrity policy, like what do I consider cheating? here's my blurb on cheating. You can get any help you need or want on homework. Google your answer or use a math app to help you find a solution. You get free online tutoring an hour a day if you sign up for it. Go to a tutor, have a study group, contact me during my office hours. Any help you want on your homework, because that's when you're learning, you're mastering the material. Quizzes and tests, that work is on your own. You can't use any other resources. All right, that's your chance to show yourself and me what you've mastered. Okay, so there is an academic integrity statement. Here are some videos on D2L, on My Math Lab, and some information about Zoom. Although you all joined this Zoom meeting, so you should be doing, you probably know what you need to know for Zoom. We meet every Tuesday night at 7. The requirement for the synchronous component was to be 1/4 of the meeting time if we were face-to-face. So we will meet from 7 till about 8. We're not going to 8:50 on Tuesday. 7 till about 8, maybe a little before, maybe a little after. I will never hang up on you. All right, if you have questions, we'll just keep going. But we're not going from 7 to 8:50. We're going about half that on Tuesday nights. At the bottom of the modules, here is where you'll have your assignments. Like for this assignment, for orientation, this is what needs to be done. First of all, assignment 1, there is a quiz. It's an orientation quiz. You can take it as many times as you want. It counts as a quiz grade, but that's just to see that you made your way through this material and you know the important things about the class. Assignment 2 is I want you to download the integrity statement. That's the anti-cheating statement. I want you to sign it. I want you to take the pictures of the pages, put it in a PDF, and upload it. Not only do I want you to, say you're not going to cheat, but as important, I want to make sure you have an app on your phone that you can get a PDF file to me. And then there's a discussion board where you will get to know other students. Some nursing students are starting to get to know each other. Try to create a little bit of a sense of classroom community, even though it's a remote class. So you can see the due dates for all of this are right here. And what's next? Next week is chapter 1. So this module outline or module guide, this is your roadmap on how to proceed through the class. See your assignment pull-down menu up here? You'll see right here, there's academic integrity. You know what, I'm gonna get in and do this like a student. So a student's view is just slightly different from my view. You go to assignments, you've printed your academic integrity statement, you've signed it, you've taken a picture of it, and you've created a PDF file. You go to signed academic statement, and you upload the file. And that's how you're going to get homework to me. Anything you need to tell me, go ahead and put it in the comments here. Okay? You press submit. Any questions on orientation?
No.
Yeah, just watch the videos. I try to not make them long, but this way you don't have to sit here and listen to me drone on. All right, so now we're ready for our content. We go under course modules. And here we are, chapter 1. So just so you know, I really like this tab right here. Do you see this little tab that kind of expands? Mm-hmm. That's how I move through, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Okay, so then You'll get used to what interface you like the best. But let's just look at chapter 1. That's the first chapter you're going to be working on starting next week. Actually, before I do that, let me just show you the syllabus. You should print out the syllabus, I think, so you can have the information available to you.
I just printed it out.
Yeah, there's a lot of information in there. Grading policy. If you have any questions, email me or talk to me. Here's when we're having our tests. If you're one of those people that sets up your calendar ahead of time, we know when we're having our tests. But the last page is, I think, the really important page. Like this week, we were just having our intros, get your software. Next week is when the math starts. So on Tuesday, the 1st, I would expect you to do section 1, 2, and 1, 3. On Thursday, the 3rd, I would expect you to do section 1, 4, and 1, 5. You see, now you don't have to follow this schedule, but if this was a face-to-face class and we did meet on Tuesday and Thursday, this is what I would be doing in front of you. So it gives you an idea of how to move through the course material at the right pace. These dates are also in your module outlines, your course outlines, and also on my math lab. So let's go ahead back here. Back to chapter 1. So chapter 1, we're starting our math. Section 1, 2, these are the dates and what you learn. Section 1, 3, section 1, 4, all of the sections in chapter 1 are highlighted here. Every section will have videos. That's how you're going to get your material. I've made the videos. They are me presenting this material. So to help you follow the videos, I've put blank guided notes for you. So you should pick guided notes and print them out for yourself. And then you fill these in as you go through the lecture. And when you're done, you know, put some 3-hole punch in there and you've got yourself a nice set of classroom notes. So every section has guided notes and every section has video. I tried to make the videos, you know, no one wants to sit through a 53-minute video, right? I've tried to keep them all 10 minutes or less. Some of them are just really short, you know, depending on when the breaks in the sections were. So that's why there would be sometimes 2 or 3 or 4 videos for lecture. I wanted to make them manageable for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so, you know, this is, all right, you get the idea, just like you're there. Okay, so that's what your lectures are going to look like. That's how you're going to get the material. And again, on our Tuesday night lectures, I'll do sample problems. I'll go over now. You really need to know how to do this. This is what's going to be on the test. I didn't think the example was very clear. Let's go through this a second time. Or if I'm seeing people are getting a lot of the same problem wrong on homework, I'll do some problems like that on the lectures. And part of this curriculum is also study skills. Study skills like how to deal with math anxiety and how to study for a math test and how to take notes and why is math different from other types of subjects. These are study skills that are going to make you a better student, math student and student. So here's this guy who does the study skills videos. I give you a taste of what he's talking about. All right, well, he's a little depressing right there, but okay, so you get the idea. Those are study skills, and there are some questions about the study skills on the homework. So you go section by section, and at the bottom of the module outline are your assignments. Like here's assignment 1, 2. It's due on the 3rd. And if you click on this, you're brought right into my math lab. If it goes quickly. Oh, again, you know what? I'm not a student, and so I think this just kind of got hung up. A teacher has like a different interface than a student. But just like before it went into my math lab, you would go right into my math lab when you do your homeworks. So not only have I made videos for every lecture and you've got guided notes to fill in for your lectures, but the author of the book has also made videos, and I've included those too. You don't have to watch these, but let's say there's a topic. Oh. So you have a lot of resources available to you there. So you're going to go right down here, and then at the very end here, there's a discussion board about non-negative numbers. Here, our test is going to be, our first test, Chapter 1 test is on September 15th. And then what to expect in Chapter 2. So for the homework, it's very important to know this is not a self-paced class. This is not an independent study class. All right, you can't just get everything done in the first 3 weeks. All right, you've got to follow the pace with the rest of the class. You can't also put everything off till the week after Thanksgiving either. All right, so these are the due dates for the homework. Homework is marked down 2 points per day if it's late. But still do it. I mean, things happen in life, and if you don't get to, you know, you didn't get to get a homework assignment done, do it late. I'd rather you get a 98. Or 2 days late, get a 96, then get a 0. Okay, so there's a little bit of a penalty, but that's just to try to encourage you to stay on track. So here are your everything you need to get through, everything you need to get to can be accessed right here. All of these links in these guided, this module outline, all of these links work. Like if we're going to get to the discussion board, that'll bring you right to the discussion board. For the quiz, you click on quiz, it'll bring you right to the quiz. There are other ways to navigate to it. You could come up here and take your quiz. But if you just stick within the module guide, you'll go right through the class just fine. So my office hours are, I have office hours on Tuesday and Thursday mornings through Zoom, and also at 6:25 before our class on Tuesday night. So from 6:25 to 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. So email me, I'll get back with you, or connect with me during my Zoom office hours. I've included the information for my office hours to you, but what I do have is I've actually on my iPhone, I've created a contact with all of the Zoom meeting numbers and passwords. If you want, go ahead and text me. I gave you my cell number. Go ahead and text me. I will send that contact to you. And then you'll know exactly when the office hours are and what the Zoom meeting and passwords are. And you'll have it all right on your phone.
Okay.
So what you have to do by Tuesday is you have to make sure your My Math Lab is installed and linked. Go through the orientation and take your orientation quiz. Take it as often as you want until you get 100 if you want. It's 10 questions. It's, you know, it's not a big deal, I don't think. And go on the discussion board and introduce yourself and look at the other students and respond to their introductions. That's really your requirement for right now. The math starts next week. So are there any questions?
No.
I've gone over everything that I wanted to go over. I appreciate you taking the time to, you know, come to this meeting tonight, even though you couldn't make it on Tuesday. Some of you were late enrollees, so, you know, that's excellent. I want to make myself available to you, all right? So email me. You have my cell number. I want to try to help you through it, okay? My goal is for you to get through this and on to 98, all right?
Yeah.
Good.
Appreciate
All right.
it.
Well, like I said, I'm not going to hang up on you. So you can just end your, you know, you can end your meeting, and then when everyone's gone, I'll hang up. You guys have a nice weekend.
You
Thank
too.
you. You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.